All right, good evening. Wherever you are watching me from, I want to welcome you in a very special way in today's program. We'll be having a class with the topic Training of Trainee. And I want you to please pay good attention to today's class as we'll be learning a whole lot today. Please, I believe we have our writing pad with us already. I believe we have our writing pad already. I want to, in a very special way, welcome every one of you for joining, and I believe you will not regret the class we'll be having today. All right, my name is Ebere Johnson, and I will be training us on how to train others in aspect of ICT. Please, I still remind us again, please have your writing pad because we'll be doing a whole lot today. And I believe this program is for 4 days. We have this program. It will be 4-day program. We've started today, and I believe we'll be ending it on Thursday by God's grace and mercy. Okay, I welcome you once again in today's class. And of course, this program is brought to you by the organizers whom you know already. Of course, you joined the platform, the group, the WhatsApp group they created, and I'll be training us today on what we need or how we need to train others. And it will interest you to know that this online training we are doing today comes with a whole lot of packages, and at the end of the day, it will interest you to know that you will end up knowing so many things you've not known before in terms of ICT. Okay, to start with, we will be having, according to the flyer they designed before now, the one you saw on the platform or on the group chat, WhatsApp group chat. Of course, we have a list of applications that we'll be training, we'll be learning as time goes on. And we have Microsoft Office, okay, which comprises of Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft Access. Then after that, we have that of graphic design, which is CorelDRAW, and then we have Photoshop and others. But what we'll be doing these 4 days, we'll be having our training today, is basically for us to know how to train a novice. What I mean by novice is this: in as much as you want to be a trainer, there are some basic aspects of things you need to know, because whom you are training has not seen computer before. Even though he or she have seen computer before, this person don't have idea, don't even know how to hold the mouse pointer or what the icons are called and thereabouts. So even though you have idea on, let's say, Microsoft Office, just stay put, because there are so many things I will be unveiling to us. And at the end of the day, at our 4-day class, you'll be learning graphic design. So this one too will be an additional advantage for you that really want to learn how to train others. So if you agree with me, please, I want you to have your writing pad with you, have your pen and paper, and while the class is going on, I would be expecting your question. If you have any question to ask, please just type it at the comment section. 5 minutes from now that we've started, the comment section will be open. Of course, once you want to comment, you have to subscribe. Okay, subscribe, and 5 minutes after, the comment section will be open for you. While the class is still ongoing, you can now drop your question, and once you drop your question, I will attend to the question as soon as possible while the class is ongoing. So thank you very much and welcome as we are about to start. Now what we'll be doing today is just we are having we are spending 3 hours 2 hours, sorry, we are spending 2 hours in today's class. And based on how what we'll be doing now, based on how it will be going, then it will guide us on what we will need to do for tomorrow. Like I said before, now we'll be learning how to train others in aspects of ICT, that is computer, okay, applications. You will be learning how to train people on applications. Like I said, even though you have an idea of Microsoft Word before, or PowerPoint before, or Excel before, I think there are new things you still need to learn. Of course, you can be good in this, but there are syllabus, there are steps you need to take if you must train someone who don't know this computer before. And that is what we will be doing. But have it in mind that I'll be unveiling so many things to us tonight. And the advantage you'll be having is, at the end of this our 4 days training, you'll be learning an application that maybe you don't have an idea of before. So just stay put as we start. By God's grace, I said my name is Ebere Johnson, and I will be training us on how to train those who don't know computer before. And the first thing, I just want this class to be an interactive class, because as I'm listing them out, please be writing these things down, because these are the first thing you need to know. By God's grace, I have been lecturing, okay, I've been training people on computer for since 2006. Okay, since 2006, and the basic things, the basic challenge most novices have is what I want to be unveiling, or is what I'll be unveiling to us as this class advances. Okay, please do well to subscribe and drop your comments at the comment section, and I will answer it according to how the question comes. And there are some shortcuts I'll be giving us as the class advances. Like I said before, now we are having 4 days to train. Okay, we are having 4 days to train ourselves on how to train those who don't know about this computer system. And the only way you can learn this is when you put in your full attention into this class. I believe you will not regret it. Okay, now we have, like I said, based according to the flyer how it comes, we have Office applications, we have CorelDRAW, and we have Photoshop, and there are so many other softwares that you can learn or you can train people on. And what we are doing basically today, or these 4 days we'll be having this class, is training those that want to learn. So what we are doing now, we are training you people to be able to be capable. That is, you need to know how to train those that may wish to learn these applications. And it will interest you to know that, let's assume we are training those that have not even touched computer before. What are the first things you are supposed to tell them? Okay, this is why I demanded for our writing pad, okay, pen and paper, because there are some steps we'll be taking as time goes on. And have it in mind, in the class of 10 students, you don't expect the whole 10 of them to actually have decent thinking, or have decent sharp brain. So there are ways in which you can carry everybody along. Okay, and these are what you'll be learning today. And that is why the topic of this 4 days training, online training, is called Training the Trainee, right? Okay, so we need to train you on what to do or how to do it when that time comes. All right, so today we'll be dwelling more on Microsoft Word. Okay, of course, this is Microsoft Word. There are a whole lot of Microsoft Word. There are so many things we need to know about this Microsoft Word. Then tomorrow, of course, we advance to PowerPoint. Okay, of course, this Microsoft Word, let me just give us a brief introduction while I'm still coming back to it. This Microsoft Word is basically where we do typing, typesetting, and all that. Okay, while this PowerPoint is basically for presentations. Okay, if you are in an organization where you are asked to do a presentation, okay, this is where you can do your own presentation. Like, you set your slides and co. As time goes on, we'll be training. I think tomorrow we'll be doing this. Then the next one we have is Excel. Like I said to us before, now that there are some new things we will be learning as time goes on. Excel is a spreadsheet where you learn calculations, okay, and calculations like statistics, okay, statistic analysis, and stock control analysis. Let me just throw more light about this stock control analysis. Stock control analysis, it will interest you to know that you don't need to be a programmer before you can be employed as an ICT person. Even a supermarket, just not just a supermarket, even an ordinary trader who has business that he or she is doing, the person can employ you as a staff. Okay, he just wants you to be taking record. They call it, that is why I said stock control analysis. The person have different types of goods, and whenever he sells one out of the goods, he want you to deduct that one from the system. So these are what you'll be doing in this Microsoft Excel. So it's called calculation, okay, and I'll be introducing to us what rows and column is as time goes on using this Excel. And the last one, of course, which is the fourth day, is that of CorelDRAW. Of course, this very CorelDRAW is where you can do designs. What I mean by design, like complimentary card, simple logo, letterheads, and so many other, even brochure, just name it, even roll-up banner, just name it. You'll be getting all these things at the end of the day. And it will interest us to know that at the end of this very training, I'll be giving us a free link where you can easily go get this complete tutorial on this CorelDRAW, even learn it for free without paying dime. You can even download it and have it to yourself. And once you have your computer system, you are just good to go. So we are starting with a novice. Let's assume this is just the first time, because we are targeting schools, okay? We are targeting schools and institutes where they don't know computer, and you need to teach them this computer. What are you supposed to teach them? So this is what we are doing today. Some of them may have computer, some of them may have desktop computer, some of them may have laptop, but don't know what to do or how to do it. You can go to some schools, okay, in different locations in Nigeria, and you discover that most of the students don't even have an idea. They usually see this computer, they've not touched it before, they don't even have an idea. Some of them don't even know where they own this computer, and some of them don't know what the names are called. So all these things are what you, as the trainee, okay, are supposed to put in place. All right. So the first thing we are starting with, let's assume we are doing this for a novice who don't know computer before. The first thing you need to do is, of course, the computer system will be shut down, all right? And this is the first day of that person's class. What do you need to do? Now you have to bring this system. Let's assume it's a laptop, okay, or let's assume it's a desktop. The first thing you ask the person is, what do you know? What can you say that computer is? Of course, he or she may just give his own explanation or her own explanation based on what he or she know, okay, but you have it in mind that it is where you tell them the full meaning of the computer itself, okay, talking about the input, okay, talking about the input, the data. Of course, if you are explaining this computer, you need to there are some keywords in computer that you really need, okay, that you can process in data, that it accepts, okay, that you can input data, you can process in data. All these things are what you'll be explaining to them once you are giving them the meaning of the computer system itself, okay. Now the next thing you need to do is to ask them, okay, this is a computer system, let's assume it's a desktop, all right. Now we have the monitor, okay. The monitor is one like a television. Of course, the monitor is the market woman pronunciation, okay. Normally it's called VDU, which VDU stands for visual display unit. But firstly, this person is starting for the first time, so you just give that person the listening ear and just be friendly to him, because one thing about training people who don't know about this thing before is the way you as a trainer, the way you open, the way you accommodate this person is what makes the person to be more serious, or to even have that mindset of, okay, I can do this. Let me just give him my best, and I will do it. Okay, so you are putting a smile on your face while you are talking to this person. Let's assume you are asked to go to schools, to LEA, government secondary schools or primary schools, to teach them this computer. Of course, you'll be meeting so many of them who don't even know about this computer system before. They are seeing it, but they've not touched it before. The first thing you need to ask them, after telling them what computer, that is the meaning of computer, okay, the next thing you need to do is, they have 4 parts in computer, right? They have 4 parts in computer, and the first part we have is that of monitor, the one I called VDU, okay, visual display unit. Okay, now you allow them to say it, that is a monitor, fine and good, because they are used to hearing it. Because one thing about most secondary schools or primary school, or basically government schools, their own area of concentration is that of theory aspect, not practical. So the reason why we are doing this training is for you to actually know where and how to start this training with them, or what and what you need to teach them at first, because your first training with them will now give them that insight, or we even give them that encouragement to ask for more, or to even come back for it. Okay, and you agree with me that they will be very, very interested in learning more from you. Okay, and once 1 or 2 students begin to give a good recommendation about you, of course the school they want to call you back for more. And that is what we are doing here today. Like I said, after explaining to them about what computer is all about, the next thing is telling them the meaning of the 4 parts of computer system, okay, which is the monitor, the one I call the VDU. The second one, okay, is the mouse. Now, some people call it just mouse, but it is not just mouse. Okay, the mouse has, if you watch this if you watch your screen now, you discover that there is something moving around. I'm just moving it around. Yes, it is called the mouse, but if I'm to give you 10/10, I'll only give you 5/10, because you never called it complete. It's supposed to be called mouse pointer. Yes, because it is a mouse. Yes, it has a sensor under it. Of course, you have to turn the mouse. Okay, you show them the light. Okay, you let them to know that this light you're seeing is what makes that thing you are seeing move around the system, and it is called mouse pointer. All right. So because it is wherever you point, you ask this mouse to go, that is where the mouse goes. So that is why it's called mouse pointer. Because sometimes when I'm setting exam, like 2007, after training like those doing desktop publishing, some of these things, some of this introduction is what I used to set exam for them, where they are asked to call the 4 parts of computer. Some of them may even forget that I talked about mouse pointer, not just mouse. Okay, now this is where you can now score them either 100/100 or 50/100. So some of them remember that this is mouse pointer, while some just call it mouse. Okay, and you have to make them to understand. And since it's their first time of coming, they will always call monitor, but it is called visual display unit, VDU. Why is it called visual display unit? Because anything you are doing on the system, it displays as if it's a computer is just a television, the way you are watching your home TV or home movies and co. So that is why it's called the VDU. And the second one is called the mouse pointer. All right, and the mouse pointer has 2 functions, because you are now introducing to them as a novice. They don't know anything, they are starting at first. Okay, so after telling them that this is mouse pointer, of course you've not on the system, then you've not boot on your system, you are still telling them the parts of the computer system, the 4 parts, the physical 4 parts of computer system, okay, which is the VDU and the mouse pointer, right? And the mouse pointer has 2 functions. It has the left one and the right one. Of course, we will be doing this when we boot the system. Okay, you just tell them like that I will be making you understand the difference between the left click and the right click once we boot on the system. Okay, now the next one we have is the what? CPU. That is the engine itself. Of course, every vehicle has engine on it. Okay, same thing with every, like your phone device now, it has a panel on it, and it's that panel that makes it to function well, and that is why it's called panel. So this one in this computer aspect now is called CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. Okay, now you are making them to be a computer literate. That is, you are making them to understand the actual name they call these system parts. Okay, right? Now the fourth one we have, okay, is the keyboard. All right, now we've now introduced to them the four aspects of this the four parts of this computer system. The next thing you now go further now to do is to tell them that you need to boot the system. That is, you need to on the system. Okay, so the owning of the system now is actually what you'll be explaining. There are ways you explain to people who are starting for the first time. Okay, now once you on your system for the first time, okay, something will be appearing and disappearing. All right, of course, something will appear and disappear. What is called is what is called booting. The process of something appearing and disappearing while you on your system is called booting. Okay, BOOTING. Of course, you'll be letting them know that let's assume you set questions for them, because as a school teacher or as a trainer or also as someone who is training, of course, after training, sometimes you'll be asked to set exam for these students to know their own level of understanding based on what you've taught them at since you've started. Okay, so all these minor theory introductions I'm doing now is where you can set your exam. Of course, the practical too, we'll still diving into the practical because we have a whole lot to do. So on the process of booting and something appearing and disappearing on the VDU, now you are now removing their mind from calling that thing monitor, but now it's now called VDU, Visual Display Unit. Now they're now becoming more conversant with it. So you tell them while something is appearing and disappearing on the VDU, now it is called what? Booting. Now, and we have two types of booting as well. Okay, we have the cold booting and we have the warm booting. COLD, that is cold booting, and we have the WARM, we have the warm booting. The cold booting is once you wake up, let's assume you just wake up from sleep and you have your computer system. The first time you are owning it is the first ever time you on the system for that day. So it is called the cold booting because you've not on it again. Let's assume we are working, or the process of working, you got yourself engaged in something else. Of course, you have to shut it down and go attend to that. And after you return back, you have to come back then on the system for the second time. So once you on the system from the second time and above, it is called warm booting. All these can be set in as exam questions if at all you ask to go to any school or any other place to train them. These are the basic things you have to start with. Okay, then after that, once the computer finishes booting, you see what you are seeing on the screen. The next thing you now tell them is four things you see once the computer finish booting. What are the four things? Okay, now you now tell them, okay, you can see something on the screen. Okay, there are four things you see once the computer finish booting. Okay, the first one we have is the icon. This is the icon. Of course, look at the icons. These ones you are seeing here, where I'm pointing at, this mouse, where this mouse is pointing at, is the icons. Okay, all right. And what is the use of icon? Of course, you let them know that icons are shortcuts to launching a program. Okay, we have icon are shortcuts to launching a program. It's just as if you are asked to you are asked to go to the market to actually, you have to be giving them natural practical example of what you really want them to understand. Now, why is it called shortcuts? Of course, we'll still be heading to where we have long cuts. Okay, let me finish listing them, then I'll explain them. The first four thing we see once computer finishes booting is icons, because there is more than one, so it's called icons. Okay, S is added to it. The second one we have is the mouse pointer. This one now you're seeing, this mouse, this very tiny thing moving around the video is the mouse pointer. That is the second thing. The third thing we are seeing, okay, is the task bar. Look at the task bar where you see me around moving my around this down. Where I'm moving this mouse down now is the task bar. Okay, I will explain. And the last one is the desktop. The desktop, that is the desktop background. Look at it. This background, this beautiful background you're seeing here, that these are the 4 things you see once computer finishes booting. Okay, you have to tell them to write it down because you may ask them tomorrow, what are the 4 things? Okay, now let me explain. Like I said, the first thing, okay, let me just open this and type it so that we'll be carried along. The first thing we have is the icons. The second one we have is the mouse pointer. The third one we have is the task bar. And the fourth one we have is the what? Desktop background. Okay, we have the desktop background. Let me zoom this. So these are the 4 things you see after computer finishes booting. The icon, okay, this is icon. The icons, they are shortcuts to programs. Okay, basically they are shortcuts to programs, and this task bar, okay, are long cuts to programs. Okay, I will explain. If I want to open this Microsoft Word now, okay, I can just easily double click on this excuse me, I can just easily double click on these icons here we are seeing. Any program I want to open here now, I'll just double click on the icon, this icon, any icon you are seeing here, I can just double click on it and it opens for me. Okay, it will just open one hand. But in a situation whereby I want to go through the long cut, like I said, okay, because I said task bar are long cut to programs. Now, I will now come to my task bar, press this start, as you can see here. Okay, then I can either type Word, okay, then I will now go where Word is, the way you are seeing it here. I can now click on it. So you see there is a long process. But if this Word is here, the way you are seeing it, once you double click on it, automatically it will just open. So that is the reason why icons are shortcut to launching an application, which is they are shortcut to programs, while task bar are long cut to programs. It's just like you telling someone to go to the market using his Legedis Benz, that is his leg, okay, to go to the market, and the person whom you ask him or her to go to the market and you end up giving the person transportation, that is the thief. Who do you think will come back first? Of course, automatically is the person who uses transit that will come back first. So that person who uses transit is the same thing as icons, because it will shorten the person's journey to the market. Okay, while task bar, of course, you are using your leg. Okay, you are trekking it, so you will spend more time while you go to the market and return back. So that is different between icons. So sometimes I set it as an exam. What is different between icons and task bar? Okay, they should be able to explain that, because these are new people into this. Of course, this is mouse pointer, like I said, it's part of what you see once you boot this computer system. And the last one is the desktop background. Once you succeed in telling them this 14, you proceed by now telling them that sometimes you own your system excuse me, sometimes you own your computer system and you discover that these icons are scattered like this. How if you end up seeing these icons scattered like this on your system? You know, some years back, like let's say 2006, 2005, 2004, the desktop we used then is this Windows 7, Windows 98 and co. Okay, once you see your system scattered like this, what are you supposed to do? Basically, what you're supposed to do is for you to rearrange it. How then do you rearrange it? Now, this is where you can now introduce to them the two functions of mouse pointer. We have the left click and the right click. And that is why I said, while you are explaining to them what the functions of mouse pointer, you tell them once you boot the system, you make them understand the difference between the left and right click. Now, this is where you let them know that the left click is the usual or is the normal click that one do. That is the normal, everything you are clicking on this system is normal click. The normal click is left. Only when you are asked to click on the right, okay, is if you are asked to bring out a pop down menu, okay, this thing that appeared now, you agree with me that it was from up till down, okay, or pop up menu. This one that appeared now appeared from down to up. So it is only when you are asked to bring out a specific function of something, okay, that is when you'll be asked to right click. Else, every other click you are doing on system is left. Okay, so this is where you can now drop stop. Then the next thing you do now, you tell them in a situation whereby you on your system and you discover that the icons are scattered, how do you rearrange it? You right click on it, just tell them that you call up that your menu, either your pop down menu or pop up menu, depending on how it appears. Okay, what we are saying here now. So what you need to do now, you now go to what? You go to sort by. All right, you click on sort by, because this sort by now is we need to sort it by that. You need to rearrange it the way it was before. So they have 4 types of sorting it, either by name, by size, by item type, or by date modified. So anyone you click, if you click by name, automatically it will arrange itself. So you can click either by type, okay, you can click on by size. Of course, you see it changing. Before, this was not the first one. You can click on by item type, okay. Now you are now seeing that recycle bin now is the first one. So like that, all right. And you can click on by date modified, and after that you are now done. Now what you now need to tell them, because there may be 10 or 15 in a class and we only have 1 or 2 computer system. Now to carry everybody along, like I said, there are some people that will be very eager to touch this mouse pad. They will be very, very eager to touch this mouse pad. Of course, while you are teaching, be watching and be seeing those that are really, really in for this. Excuse me. It will interest you to know that it's not everybody in the class that will be interested in learning this for the first time. Yes. Only what you need to do is, while you are teaching them, just be noticing them, the way their body movement and co. Then the one that shows more interest is the one you call and give him or her the mouse pointer and tell the person, okay, what I did now, please can you repeat it again? Okay, scatter these icons. How do you scatter the icon? You tell them point, all the icons has 2 things. They have the picture and the write up. They have the picture and the write up. They have the picture, like this one now, this recycle bin have its picture and the write up. So you tell them, once they point at the picture, they should left click and press and hold it. Tell them don't leave the left click. Don't leave the left click, still hold it, then drag it outside. You see? Once you drag it outside, then leave it. Then point any other one again, drag it outside. Then you now tell them, remember the click you are pressing here now is left click and not right click. So if one person bring out 2 or 3, you call another person to bring out another 2 or 3. By this, you are not carrying them along. Do you get? You are not carrying them along, and they will just be scattering it like that. Then after everything, you bring another set of people. You tell them to rearrange it by right clicking, like I said. So they will just right click on it. Okay, you will now ask one of them. Okay, ask the person, what do I do here now? What do you want this person? Can you tell this person what he or she is supposed to do? By this now, you are now carrying everybody along. So you see, one person may tell you, okay, go to sort by. All right, they may say, auntie, I remembered go to sort by, or uncle, I remembered go to sort by. Now everybody is now, as in there, you're not carrying them along, and they will now begin to have that passion. In fact, they will end up going home to tell their parents, auntie, in fact, one auntie came, mommy, daddy, one auntie came to our school today, and in fact, the way he or she taught us this computer today, I've never seen such before. Before you know, some parents will be eager to even follow the child to school, to ask the proprietress or the people in charge of the school, who is this person that actually came yesterday to teach my child, because he was just saying this throughout the day. And before you know, now the school or the organization will not be interested, okay, on you, and they'll have more reason why they will call you back. Then once they sort it back, then the next thing you need to do is for you to right click, and we need to change the desktop background. Okay, we need to change the desktop background. Remember, I told us before that we have 4 things. Okay, we have 4 things that we'll see once the computer finishes booting. Now the next thing you need to just do is to go to your personalize. Now let me zoom this, because this is advanced window. All right, let me zoom it like this. Now once you right click, okay, you click on personalize. All right, because after they must have finished scattering the icons and rearranging it back, the next thing is for them to change desktop background, because this thing motivates these children, this thing motivate them, this thing make them to feel more belonging. So what you need to do now, they say choose your picture. So if I click on this one, now minimize it from here. All right, tell them, can you see what happened now? Okay, I just succeeded in changing the background. Don't you like it? So you see, some of them will be shouting, auntie, uncle, I like this, and I even want more. Please, can I try it? Now you can give one or two of them this and try to close it again and tell them to do same thing you did before. So once you succeed in doing that, the next thing you need to do is maybe one or two persons will just try the same thing, and the next thing we'll do now is we'll dive into Microsoft Word. Like I said, we are having 4 days class, and this 4 days class, each day we'll be treating one application, and I'll make sure that I finish that application. On this, what I'm doing now, like I said, some of us must have gotten this idea, but the skill on how to carry people who don't know this at first is what I'm actually trying to dwell on. And some of us in this very live streaming now don't really have the idea of these applications or even what and what to do. So it's an additional advantage for you, and that is the reason why I said it's good to have our writing pad. Okay, you jot all these things down, because first time impression matters, and it's usually good you have your syllabus based on any course you want to teach, because it will help you a long way. So the next thing we are starting with today is Microsoft Word. Okay, this is the Microsoft Word, right? This is the Microsoft Word. And what is Microsoft Word all about? Microsoft Word is where we do typesetting, typing and typesetting. There are difference between typing and typesetting. Of course, you'll be telling these students this. Okay, typing is just anybody can type. In as much as you know where the keyboard is, anybody can type. Okay, anybody can type. But the idea now is, can you typeset? Because before you can print on a printer, all right, you have to typeset your job. Okay, you have to typeset your job. All right. Okay, let me do something quickly here now. Don't mind, I'm trying to get something done here. All right, let me just copy a document and show us what typing and typesetting is all about. Okay, I just want to get one or two things here so that we can. Okay, now I have this document. Let me copy it and paste here. All right, I'm trying to show us something. Okay, let's assume I have typed something. I've typed this document now. You agree with me that normally on a normal ground, if you are asked to print this like this, it is not professional. Yes, it is not professional because this is not right. And that is the reason why I'll be explaining more on this file, home, insert, design, page layout, reference, mailing, review, view, and acrobat. Okay. Now all these things are once you can master all this, automatically you are good to go with this Microsoft Word. And we'll be doing this in less than, this class will not exceed 2 hours. Okay, once it's 10 p.m. we stop, and I believe before 10 p.m. we'll be done. Yes, I believe before 10 p.m. we'll be done. So first thing you need to do with students here now is to begin to show them how to type. Okay, just how to type with their hand. Of course, you know your 10 fingers need to be on the keyboard, but since you are just starting, of course you can be doing it. You can just be searching where a particular word is, a particular character is, and you strike it. Okay. Of course, your keyboard, you should be able to tell them what caps lock is. Okay, this caps lock after tab, that once the light is on, any character you press comes in capital letter. All right, look at it. Any character you press comes in capital letter, and once you off the caps lock, any character you press comes in small letter. You understand? So you should be able to let them know all these things. Now you now go straight to shift. In every keyboard it has shift. All right, even in your smartphone it has shift as well. The shift now is striking the upper function of a particular key that has 2 words or 2 characters. Now you agree with me that most of the keyboard that has 1 2 3 to 9 has another picture or another something written on top of it. Like normally every keyboard in system has 5 and percent. All right, if you can see from your own side there. Now 7 has 7 with and. Okay, and the other sign of and. Now what is the function of this shift? Shift is striking the upper function of a particular key that has 2 characters. So if I want to bring this and now, the one on top of 7, I will just press down my shift and hold it. Then I'll press it, it will appear. On top of 2, we have at. If I want to bring out the at, I will hold shift and now press it. Okay, these are the minor things you need to do with them. And from then, what you need to do, you can type a word and say, this is my first time, okay, learning. Now, can we format this text? Now, they will ask you, auntie, uncle, what do you mean by the word format? Format means changing something from what it is to a different thing entirely. What do I mean by that is this. Of course, your mouse is here for you can highlight it. Let's assume I want to highlight all. You can just highlight all of them. Okay, once you highlight all of them, you look up, okay, where we have this property. Of course, by default, this is under home. Okay, once you hear somebody say, format this text for me, format this for me, it means change it from what it is to a different thing entirely, or from what it was to a different thing entirely. So what you need to do is you can bold it. Okay, now I'm now formatting it. Formatting means I'm changing it entirely now from different thing. So you can utilize it. Okay, you can underline it. Okay, now you can now tell the student, okay, this is a subheading, and if you press enter, all right, you are just playing around with this whole Microsoft Word. Okay, because we are trying to prepare them on how to do typesetting, because after this now we'll be doing typesetting. Then from there we dive into in drawing a table. From there we'll do a little design. Okay, yes, this one too has design. Yes, it has design. So all these things will be doing it. So if I want to type now, I learn now while I'm doing this, so many things yesterday. Now, watch. You see, I'm typing. You have to let them know that. Why is it that your subheading, you finish typing your subheading, but the body of the letter now is still coming with the subheading? Auntie, uncle, what do I do? Why is it like this? So you now tell them that in this situation, it's just as if somebody lend you money, okay, and you finish using that money, and once you get that money back, what do you do to that person? You return back the money the person lent to you, right? So that is how it works. So you tell them that what you're supposed to have done is this. You bold, you highlighted like this, okay? You bold, you utilize, you underline, because this was a subheading. Now you want to now begin to type the body of the letter. What do you do? Okay, now you have to, because you borrowed this, let me use that English, you borrowed this from these people, you have to return it to them before you can now commence anything you want to do. How do you now return it to them? So you have to now go back there and press all these things you are saying, you press it back. Now they are active, that's what you are saying on top of here. So you press the bold back, the bold goes out, you press the italize out, it goes out, you press the underline out, it goes out. Then you can now begin to type I learned, okay, so many things yesterday, okay. So now you can see, now this student now is beginning to get used to this, okay. He's beginning to get used to this. The next thing you can tell the person, the student, is, do you know you can actually color this? Yes, you can color this. Yes, you can color it. Now you can select all of them. All right, you can just come to your color here, okay, where this A sign is. Okay, you can color it, right? You can color it. Yes, you can color it. You can increase the font size, okay. And one good thing about this is once you point, don't click yet, it will give you the name, the name of what you, that is the function of what you're actually trying to apply, and it will give you the shortcut, okay. And I'll be giving us shortcuts, okay. I came up with a shortcut 2006, and I'll be sharing it with us after this class. I'll be sending it to the group chat, okay. Yes, I'll be sending it to the group chat so that you too, as a trainer, somebody who wants to start training people, can have this keyboard shortcut. Maybe you may know some of them, maybe you may not know all of them. Yes, you may know some, you may not know some, because I explained from A to Z of keyboard shortcuts in as much as this Microsoft Word is concerned. Then I went ahead to explain the functional keys in keyboard, all right, and code. Okay, I did not remember to tell us this. While you finish booting your system, of course, after talking about the desktop background and code, right? Now you have to introduce to them keyboard, yeah, because they have 3 segments of keyboard. Yes, let me type it so that we understand. We have 3 segments of what? Keyboard. We have 3 segments of keyboard, right? The first one we have, right, is the alphabetical key. We have the alphabetical key, right? The second one we have is the numerical key, and the third one we have is the functional key. Yes, you need to make them understand that they have the alphabetical key, we have the numerical key, and we have the functional key. The alphabetical key, the example of the alphabetical key is A to Z. Of course, you can see it. It's A to Z. Yeah, let me color this so that you see it very easy. If you can watch your keyboard, you see it there. Then the numerical key is one that has 1 to 0. Yes, 1 to 0. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 9, and 0, right? Of course, you see it on top above the alphabetical keys. Then the functional keys are the one that has F1, F2, F3. Now you are doing F3 to F what? To F12, down to F12. All right? To F12. These are functional keys. Now, do you know the reason why this thing is very important to you tell them? Because some people who use computer, even till today I'm talking to you, they don't have an idea of all this. And that is the reason why it is very good you know the fundamental aspect of the application or what you are teaching them, so that it will give them the full background of what they are actually going into. Now tomorrow somebody can just barge into their class and ask them, what is this? They should be able to tell you, this is what this one is. My auntie told me this, my uncle told me this, and of course the people will be very happy with you. And this is the reason why you're having this class. And at the end of the day, these three things are listed now. I'll be giving us on that platform. All right, let me even show us now. Okay, this, what you are seeing here now, let me zoom it very well. What you are seeing here, they are keyboard shortcuts I prepared. Of course, I did it 2006. Okay, I did it 2006. Now these are shortcut keys. All right, these are shortcut keys. Okay, these are shortcut keys with their their as in their functions. Control O is to open a document. I'm working on this, okay, and I need to open another document while I'm still working on this. What do I press? The control is after shift. The control is CTRL. It is right there on your keyboard. You see it, CTRL. How do I do this? You know, anything plus is they want you to add this and this to achieve this. So once you hold control, they want you to press down control and hold it. Then press your O. That is, check your alphabetical key and press O. It opens. It will ask you, what again do you want to open here? Okay, so that is the shortcut for open. As time goes on, as someone who is training somebody who don't know this before, these are what you'll be giving them. You can print this out and give them, tell them this will be part of your exam. Practice it, learn it. Okay, of course, if it is schools like this, they do it, I call it 50-50, like I said, because you have a practical exam where 3 or 5 students, they will segment themselves or they will group themselves, and you give them a task to achieve and you time them. Okay, after that timing, once that time elapses, what you do is, according to what they've done, you grade them with their mark. While they are in group like that, you call another group. This is because maybe the school may not have enough system. All right, they may not have enough system to actually each of them will have their system and do the exam. Okay, it's not like JAM. Okay, this is just school that is starting, right? So you give them the benefit of that okay, they did a practical, but you should give them some of these things. Tell them, I want you to bold a document, I want you to format a document. So you give them the functions. It can be a question. Okay, I want you to type a 4-letter words. Okay, what I mean by word, you know, there are difference between word and character, right? Let me make us understand. This is document, right? Yes, this is document. Let me bold it. This document is a word, one word document, but it has how many characters in it? D is a character, O is a character, C is a character, U is a character, M is a character, E is a character, N is a character, T is a character. You can ask them as a question. You can just write a short word, maybe 5 words, and tell them the word that is called object. How many characters do we have there? Another student, you can set that exam for them. That okay, I have a short sentence here. How many characters can you find in it, or how many words are there? These are part of the part of the theoretical exams you'll be setting for students, in as much as ICT is concerned. Then you proceed. Now we have Control P. Okay, Control plus P. What can you do with Control P? Let's see what it does. I say Control P is to print a document. Once I press Control P, it takes you where you can print. Now you are seeing the printing option here. Okay, how many copies you want to print? Select the printer, and then you select the paper size and print. So like that, all this you are seeing, they have their own function. There are plenty of them. You may know some of them, but you may not know some of them. Then after that, I went ahead to explain what control is, right? Like I gave example. If you see very well here, now I talked about control 1, okay, single line spacing. Of course, we'll do that. Okay, let me paste this document here. Of course, there is a document I copied before. This is a document. This one helps you when once you are doing a project. Okay, once you highlight the whole book and control A it, right? Of course, control A is to highlight all, to select all. Let's check if we have something like that there. Let's check control A. Yes, look at it, control A. Let me bold it and so that we can see it very well. Or let me give it a different font. Control A is to select or highlight all typed text. Okay, so let's try it here. So if I hold down control and press A, you discover that I have selected or I have highlighted. Okay, so I want to make this line spacing. Sometimes some people fail projects in universities because they actually have these documents on, as in they have a well-structured document, but it was not typeset. And if something is not presentable, automatically you are bound to fail. Okay, some people have done their own project, and some are yet to do, and some will still do. And you will still train others that may want to do this project, and that is the reason why this is very important. Okay, so now going back to this shortcuts, I think we have control 1, control 2, control 5, and I will tell us why we use control 5, which is the one British use. You know, they have two types of English, American English and British English, and we have been colonized by British, and we speak British English and not American English. And in projects like this, you make some of them understand. Maybe you are asked to train some ministries, train some staff, some ministry staffs, and they are used to doing projects. What can make their own their project to stand out is part of typesetting. This typesetting I'm talking about. Okay, what you're seeing now, we have control 1, they call it that it is for single line spacing. We have control 2, it is double line spacing. Like I said, double line spacing is basically for American people, all right? Yes, American, because if you see most of them abroad, if you see their project, it has space. That is, the space is ×2 double of that of British, because we will use British line spacing, and I'll be showing you all these things here. Okay, so let's come back to this place. So once I select all, let me press control 1. This is control 1 already. Okay, so let me press control 2, which is the American line spacing. Control 2. Do you see how spaced the something is? Okay, now this is how most of them do their project. Now you see it very, very spacious. But we, the British, we that we have been colonized by British, we use 1.5 line spacing, which is control 5. Now this is how our line spacing usually used to be. Why we are seeing this very bold like this? Because the font size is 17, and you know, if you are doing a project, of course your lecturer, of course, will give you a specification of what he or she wants. He can tell you, give me this of project. I want this of project typesetting. I want the font to be Times New Roman. Of course, you come here. Okay, you come to we are in the font style. Check for Times New Roman. This is Times New Roman. We have different types of fonts. Okay, so this is Times New Roman. Another thing he or she may ask you is, I want it to be justified. Now, if you watch very well here, you watch very well here, you discover that most of this line aligned typing here, they are not aligned very well. They are just left aligned. Okay, of course, if I select it under this property, watch it very well. Of course, we are still doing one or two things here. You can see we have alignment left, which is control L. You can see it there, right? Alignment E, it is what? Centralized, right? And alignment R, okay, is for right, okay? Now let's press that of L. This is the L. This is the L, sorry. Okay, you see what is happening in this L, right? It is left aligned, and this is centralized. Centralized is usually used if you are given a heading, okay, and not a body of a letter, right? Then the next one we have is the what? right aligned. All this is for you to be able to play around with it. But if you are doing a project, automatically you are supposed to justify, which is Control J. You see how the something is as a well structured and well arranged. So this is where typesetting comes in. So somebody can be a typist, you can be typing, but you may not actually have these ideas in mind. Okay, you can bold all the text, you can unbold them, you can utilize, you can remove it, and normally they can tell you that the font size, of course, font size of a project is no more than font 14. Yes, it's no more than font 14. Font size of a project is usually 14. Even some lecturers tell you to make it font 13 because they don't want it that big. So, but of course, you must have to justify it so that it will look like a project. But in a situation whereby you have been doing all these things and you discover that you've actually made a mistake, you needed to start afresh again. Still on this your property bar, right? Still on this your property bar, you can just dive in where we have styles. We have normal, it will bring it, that is, it will scatter, it will just bring it as if you've not done any typesetting on it before. And if you say no spacing, of course, the spacing will be out. If you want this format, it gives you this format. This is just, we are just playing around. You can explore, you can open it more. Okay, of course, you can clear all the styles, you can clear all the formatting. All right, you see what we've done here. You can apply another style, so you can do so many other things here. Okay, so let's assume we have given a font style, right? Times New Roman. We have given it font 14. We have justified. Now this is formatting. I mean, I'm formatting this text now. Okay, you can give it a color. You are just playing around with all this. Now the question now is, ordinarily, if you want to print out something, the normal paper we use for printing is A4. Right, it is A4. Automatically, this paper you are seeing is not on A4, it is on letter. Some system bring it as legal, while some system bring it as letter. All right, so the first thing you need to do, even before you start typing at all, is once you open your Microsoft Word, okay, you just have to dive into your page layout. And one good thing about this computer system is, once you can be able to read, just read what is there. Use your common sense to know what they mean. When they talk about page is page 1, page 2, page 3. When they talk about page layout, that means layout has to do with, okay, it has another different styles of this layout. Okay, let me press it and see. So it will bring you here. Okay, this page layout now, okay, we have page setup, we have the paragraph, we have the arrangement. All these things will be doing it, and they are not just difficult. Okay, once I come to this page setup, because I need to set the paper on A4 because it's not on A4 now. Once I press this page setup, it brings us to page setup. Like I said before, now we have the top margins, okay, where this thing started, right? We have the bottom, we have the left, we have the right. Now you switch into paper. Now this paper now will now give you, like what I told you before, if you can see very, very well, you discover that the paper size is on letter. So anything you are seeing, maybe the document you have is on one page while you are seeing it and you end up printing, you will see it appearing on 2 pages because you will never set your paper to the paper you are having for printout. Normal printer in a business center, they print on A4. So before you can even start anything, the first thing you need to do is to dive into your page layout, go to your page setup, then click on the paper. Okay, locate where we have the paper, then you can now change it to what? A4. Scroll down, you see the A4, A3 and different sizes. So once you click on A4, you are good to go. You can now say okay. You will see that the size it will adjust itself. Now watch. You see it has adjusted itself. So anything you are doing now, you are now on a save mode. So once I type my typing, now that this is my typing. Before it was on one page. Now because I've changed the page setup to A4, you can see now we are having 2 pages here now. Now this one brings me to this paragraph. You remember we did something called line spacing before. When in single line spacing, double line spacing, and 1.5 line spacing. All these things, even though you don't remember this keyboard shortcut, you can still do all these things manually here from the system. You already know that page setup is where we can change different paper sizes, right? Of course, like I said, you always bring it on A4 because you use A4 to print, except in the situation whereby you are doing graphic design where you can specify commentary card on the size or any other size of anything, or flyer on it or on its own size. So once I click on paragraph, it will bring it to paragraph. Remember, we have line spacing. Just one thing about computer is just be reading. Don't be too fast to click, just be reading. Okay, now you see where we have line spacing. We have it on single line spacing because single line spacing is what is active now, because control 1 is single line spacing. Look at it. So if I go back to the paragraph now and explore this line spacing, you discover that we have 1.5 line spacing. Remember that 1.5 line spacing is the recommended one, is the one that is recommended for British, right? Which is we. Once I press it and click on OK, you can even see the preview here, right? Once I click on OK, this is the Nigerian 1.5 line spacing. So if you come back here now, go back to this place and click on double line spacing, it will double this for you. This is American line spacing. Remember, we did the shortcut. Okay, so this is exactly what we are doing here. And in a situation whereby you really want the 1.5 line spacing, but to you, the 1.5 line spacing is not still giving you what you really want. Look at it. First of all, apply it. Okay, this is the 1.5 line spacing, right? Now you can decide to make your own. 1.5 line spacing is 1.5, that like you are seeing here. Look at it. This is 1.5, right? But do you know that you can still adjust the 1.5 to 1.2 or 1.3? It will still adjust itself again. Yet this is not single line spacing, because if I press Ctrl 1, you see it has come back to single line spacing. So this paragraph gives you the room to actually work around with the alignment of your typed document. Okay, all right, so that is what we have. Of course, I told us that once you can explore everything about this home, insert, design, page layout, reference, mailing and co, we are done. We are just done with the current with the Microsoft Word. So let's go back to home. Like I said, to cut, this is cut, Ctrl X. You can see the scissors there. That symbol is scissors. So the next one we have is copy. Like I copied something now. If I copy this, if I come here and click on copy, of course, one thing they used to know a good person, one thing they used to recognize someone who is good in computer system is shortcuts. Okay, you should be able to know how to use a shortcut, and that is the reason why I deem it fit to share this with us. I'll be dropping this for us. And one good thing about what I did here is all what I'm doing it with example. Like control plus equal to, I say it is the subscript that is down, but control shift plus equal to, these are three things I'm pressing at the same time, is a superscript that is taking you up, like this water stuff, underscore down 2. So we can practice it, right? Let me just do a very quick one here. I press O2. If I select only the 2, if I highlight only the 2, someone will ask a question: why are you always using mouse to highlight? Can't you use keyboard to highlight? The answer is yes, you can use a keyboard to highlight. If you want to highlight character by character, you know O is a character, 2 is a character, right? Let me use this one to give you a clear example. We have pain, okay? We have documents, we have recovery. These are 3 words, okay? Now, if I want to highlight it character by character, I will press down shift and begin. I'll use my arrow key. Of course, this thing blinking. Sorry, I did not tell us before now. This thing blinking, this black thing blinking. Of course, once you open the Microsoft Word to teach a new person, you have to tell the person that this thing blinking is called a cursor. Okay? It's called the what? It's called the cursor. This is a cursor. This black thing blinking is called a cursor. So just tell, you can use it to set exam for them, that once you open a Microsoft Word document, there is a black thing blinking. What is it called? These are theoretical aspect of exams you can set for a student before you can grade that student. Okay, before you can grade the student. So the next thing now is, I want to highlight this. How can you actually highlight this using your keyboard? If you want to highlight word by word, see what we are doing now, you can use it to be setting an exam. If you want to highlight word by word, you know the cursor is already here. And if you want to highlight word by word, you hold only Control and press. Now you hold only Control and Shift, and press. Okay, Control and Shift will be highlighting word by word. Look, word by word. You see, it is highlighting word by word. Drag now will highlight, and we highlight, arrow will highlight, D will highlight, click will highlight, then we highlight. This is, I'm pressing down Control plus Shift before I use my arrow key. But in a situation where I want to highlight character by character, full stop is a character, E is a character, N is a character, A is a character, P is a character, space, you know there is a space between recovery and pan. So once I will only press only Shift. Okay, look, you press only Shift. Now be using your arrow key, it will be highlighting character by character. So now all these things I explained it here so that you can still use it to do what? Set an exam. If you really want to highlight if you really want to select or highlight word by word, it is there. If you want to highlight this character by character, look at it here, look at it, I explained it here. All right, I explained it here where I said Shift plus Control plus Shift plus left and right arrow is highlighting what? Word by word. All right, right. So we have So I don't know if you have any question. Do you have any question while I proceed, please? Let me wait for your question. Can you just type in your questions for me so that we can proceed? Because I've been talking all this while. I want you to drop in your questions if you have any while we proceed. We have less than 50 minutes to complete this class. Less than 50 minutes. So I want to hear your question if you have any, please. I'm waiting. Thank you. Drop it at the comment section while we continue. Okay, seems you don't have any questions. So I will continue with where we stop. Okay, now I'm back to this. Okay, you press your Control and Shift to select or highlight word by word, while only Shift is character by character. Okay, now we proceed to bulletin, right? we have bullets. You can actually create a bullet. Okay, these are different. If you want to list out something, you can actually give different types of bullets here. Select, okay, and you can apply anyone. Let's assume this. If you list anyone here, like part of body system, I can say eyes, like that. It keeps coming. Let's assume I type hand, and this is just the two I remembered, and the third one appeared again, and you want to continue your typing. You are done. What you just need to do is to press enter. Just press enter again. That third one automatically disappears. All right, it disappears. So that is it for this bullet. Same thing happens to the one for numbering. Okay, numbering too comes like this. We have the Roman figure numbers, and we have the alphabetical numbers, and we have the number itself. All right, so that is basically all we have for home. Now, like I said, the remaining ones they don't have more functions like that of home. Okay, of course, we will know that under font, I want us to understand something here. Under clipboard, look at it. Look at where my mouse is here now. Where this mouse is under clipboard, what you can find on clipboard is cut and copy, okay, and paste. Okay, now what it means, you can copy. Once you highlight it, the copy and cut will be active. You copy, and maybe you want to paste it here. You see paste. All these things, I'll be giving us the shortcut keys, okay, so that it will be very, very easy for us to get what we want to get. Now, the next thing we have is font. Font is basically where you format a text. That is, format a text means change the color, change the format, increase it. Even you can decide to bring a text like this, and let's assume I increase it. How do we even increase a text without using your mouse? Okay, all these things is explained. I explained everything here. Okay, I explained everything here. Look at it here. Look at it here. Look, let me highlight it here so that you understand. I explained it here. Let me give you different color. Now, I said once you press your control and your shift and your arrow key, either your up arrow key or your back arrow key, like you are using it to increase the font size. So let's practicalize it here. Once I select this, I'll press my control shift, then I'll use my greater than, then less than. Do you get? Greater than, less than. Now, if you agree with me, once this thing is being posted on that group chat, try to get it. I mean, this keyboard shortcut, try to get it, because you'll be learning a whole lot. There are so many things I explained there. Look at them. You know, after explaining, like I told us, the 3 functions of keyboard, I talked about the alphabetical keys, which is A to Z, as you're seeing them here. Then followed by, I talked about the some keys. Okay, there's key like tab, control, and shift. You are seeing them here. I said shift is using the upper function of any key that has 2 words, e.g., like 5 has percent above it, right? So this is it. Then alternative, I explained alternative. I said it's used to pull out any character that is underlined under Microsoft Word, e.g., file, edit, view, insert, like what you have here. Look at what you have here. You see all this home, insert, and co. Once I press alternative, all right, I have pressed alternative. Watch what happens. F, you know, file is one word that has 4 characters. F-I-L-E. Now, what is underlined under file is F. Insert is one word that has 6 characters. What is underlined under insert is N. All right. Design is one word that has 6 characters. What is underlined under design is G. If I want to bring down this design, I'll just press G. Watch. Once I press G, everything about designs displays. So there's a whole lot for you to learn here. If you can actually master these keys, I mean these shortcut, keyboard shortcut I've explained, I've taken my time to explain, which I'll be sending to our group chat for us to make use of it. Then the last one I explained is the functional keys, F1 to F12. All of them, I explained everything, and once you begin to practicalize it, you're on your own. These are where you can set out your exam questions, or these are where you can actually use to you can use this to explore, that is, teach these students on what there are some people who do this Microsoft Word, but they don't know this. So it's a great opportunity for you to grab everything we'll be doing for the next 4 days. We'll be having this training, okay, because there is a whole lot to be doing. There is a whole lot to be doing as time goes on. All right, and I'm trying my best, my possible best, to make sure I finish everything that has to do with Microsoft Word, because where we have more thing to talk about here is that of homepage, and I think we are almost done with it, because we'll be going to insert and co. Because I told us that we're doing some design. We'll do minor design here. Yes, we'll do minor design here because we have something to do here. Now we have the home. Okay, now the home, like I said, under this recovery, I've talked about fonts. Fonts has to do with everything formatting, that is increasing, changing font style, like giving the font a background color, then changing the color. You can give it a background color red, then give it a color white inside. Okay, give the text itself a color. All right, you can bold it, you can apply a shadow to it. Okay, look at text. You see, this has different functions. This one now, if you do want this text like this, do you want it like this, why you are not even seeing it very well is because I applied a fill color. I can come back here and say no color. Like I said, one thing about computer is just be able to read. Just read what you want to press, and before you know, you are there. And once I give it a color, okay, I can increase it so that I can see what you are doing very well. Now I can begin to choose any style of font format I want. Then if you want an outline on it, look at the outline. I can give an outline, okay, and I can come back here and increase the outline. Okay, if you don't want the outline again, it goes out. You can come to the width and increase the thickness. Okay, you see what is happening here. You want it to be on dash format. Okay, you are seeing it around it. All right, do you want to get more color? You click on more color, you adjust. While you are adjusting, is reflecting here, and you say okay to it. It has reflected here. Okay, so like that. Other ones, we have shadow. Do you want this shadow? Look at the recovery, it has different phase of shadow. Look at, do you want this shadow like this? Now it will interest you. Some people think that it's only on corridor, on graphic software, that you can do something like this. No, you can actually achieve this using this Microsoft Word. It is very, very, very simple, and that is the reason why I say we'll be doing minor design, because you have to play around with something that students are conversant with, okay, or children are conversant with. What do I mean by that? You know, we have different channels in television, and there's one common one called NTA, Nigeria Television Authority. We'll be doing something like that using this Microsoft Word, and it's a very, very interesting one. Okay, so we'll continue where we stopped. Now the next thing we have here is clear all. Of course, it's just like clearing all from here, what you have here before. Okay, either you come here and click on no spacing, or you just press it from here, clear all. Now you can read through. You say the remove all formatting from the selections, okay, leaving only the normal unformatted text. Means the way it was before is the way the sum tool comes back. This is it here. So is when you are practicing, you get to know about it very well. Like I said, under paragraph, okay, this is it. You can find this paragraph under home, and you can still find this paragraph under page layout. Okay, it gives you same thing. Okay, just have it in mind this, and you'll be seeing font has a line that separated clipboard from font, and that separated font from paragraph. So you'll be seeing, you know that from here till here is for paragraph, from here to here is for font, right? And this one is style. Of course, you can explore it and see different style of writing you want. You can see what is happening here. If you don't want at all, you clear it. All right, just clear it, it comes back. So the clear comes in three forms. Either you clear it from here, you clear it from here, or you explore and clear it from here. So they are all the same thing. Now there is one interesting thing I want to show us here, still under who. All right, I'm just trying to take time. Okay, I'm trying to work with the time we have so that I can finish this Microsoft Word, because I really want us to finish it because of our class for PowerPoint tomorrow, because we have a whole lot to do too tomorrow as well. Okay, the next thing we have is editing. Right, this editing is where we can do one or two things. Okay, yes, we can do one or two things in this editing. Now we have find, we have replace. Right, we have find and replace. Now, do you remember we have a document here? Remember we have a document here. Now this goes to people who have a bulky of typed documents, all right, and they are used to using, okay, let me find one common word here. We have a common word that, okay, you, look at you. Let me highlight it so that you see it very well. Let me highlight it and bold it so that look at, let me increase it. You know, we have you, we have it here, I have it here. I think we should have it somewhere else again. Now let's assume you have finished this project and you submitted it, and they made some corrections and said anywhere you use you, it should be changed to your. That is supposed to be Y-O-U-R, not just Y-O-U. What can you do? Do you begin to stress yourself or begin to give yourself work by going through the pages? If they're up to 50 or 100, what do you do? Only what you need to do is to find a word with you, that is Y-O-U, and then replace it with whatever you want to replace it with. And if you go back to this keyboard shortcut, you discover that Ctrl F stands for find a document word typed. Okay, right, you're seeing it. And to replace it is Ctrl what? To replace it is Ctrl what? Let's see, to replace it is Ctrl H. Now you have find what you want to find. Now you are replacing it with another word. So Ctrl H means to replace a word with another word. So now what this thing does here now is that you can use it to find a word you, and then replace it with a word, and replace it with whatever you want to say. Like I said, one thing about this is ability for you to read before you press. Watch, I point at this find, and in brackets we are seeing the keyboard shortcut Ctrl F, and what it says find text or other content in the document. Then replace says search for the text you would like to change and replace it with another thing. So what I mean, I want to do shortcut. I'll just press Ctrl F. It brings, look at it, it has bring the navigation by the left hand side of it, of the document. I'm looking for the word you, Y-O-U. I'll press enter. Look at one interesting thing about this. It will now summarize the whole page for you, and every place where you have the word you, look at it. You are even seeing it here. They are bringing it. If it is under a paragraph, you see it. Okay, you are seeing it. And now it still went ahead to show you, to highlight the word you, right? So the next thing you need to do is to replace it by pressing Ctrl H. Okay, you have find the word you. What do you need to do? Replace it, Ctrl H. Now you have find the word you. Are you seeing it? Let me bring it here. I have find the word you, right? You can find all or find one after another, right? I've already find it already. Find, you see it is now highlighting it one after another, but I don't have that time because I just want to find and replace. So I will just go to replace direct. I will now replace it with your, Y-O-U-R. So once I say replace all, watch, you know the first line has you save, right? Once I replace all now, okay, you see that it will replace, it will just replace look, it has replaced. Now it's giving me a summary of what the replacement the computer did. Now you say all done. We made 20 replacements in this document. As you can see, before we have you, now is now your save, right? So that is one interesting thing about this. And after the whole thing, you know, usually when you go online to download, let's assume you are seeking for admission abroad or any other place, and they gave you their school form to fill, but you have to go to their website to download it. It usually comes in PDF format. Okay, so now this is a Word document. Okay, now you have finished what you want to do, and you want to save it as a Word, a document that even a smartphone, any smartphone can view it. That is PDF. That's why you are saying create a PDF. Once I click on create a PDF, it will ask me, do you want to convert this text to a PDF? Once I click on and save, it will turn this work to a PDF, and you can be able to take it around or even open it using your smartphones, right? So let's dive into insert. We'll spend much time on home. So insert is just cover page. If you are doing a project, once you click on this cover page, it gives you different styles of a cover page. Watch. If I want this, look, all what it is something I want you to do, put your year, put the document type, put a picture of the project you're doing. Okay, write your name, this is my name, and write your company, or write your name and write the date, and before you know, now the project starts. Okay, so you can change it as well. You can change it. There are more here you can change. Okay, so this is where some people get their template for their project they do. Now this is a blank page. If you don't want at all, okay, it comes blank page. That if you want to really insert a blank page, to just insert a blank. Why this one now is, if you want to break a page, all right, you can just break a page into two. Meaning, okay, I'm here now, I have this page and I have this document, but I want to break this page from here to here. Now watch what happens. You see what happens? Now it has separated this from this. So now it's giving me a space in between the two. That is what break page is all about. Now the next one we have is table. Table is usually where we can insert table. Now look at the interesting thing about this. This is how the table is. Look, this is how we insert table. Just press it, then drag just be dragging. I'm not clicking yet, so I'm just dragging. You know, based on how you want the width and the height to be. The rows and columns, sorry. Now you agree with me that these are column, this is column, this is row. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 row. Okay, now you can choose different formats of table you want. Look at them, they are much. You can choose different formats. Look at it, different format, just different format of table you want, you can choose. Okay, so this is where some people, you can type a serial number, names, phone number. Now why you are actually, then address. Now I can change the format of my table so I can see what I'm doing. I can reduce this serial number, increase phone number and name. Then this address, I don't really want this line, this particular line. I don't want it because the address, this space, at least I should have joined these two together. What do I need to do? I'll come back to my table. Okay, I'll come back to my table. All right, I'll come back to my table, then I'll insert the table. Oh, sorry, I'll click on draw table. Yeah, something will appear. I can delete this. Okay, once you click on that and draw table, something like this will appear. Look at it. Something like this will appear. Of course, that layout you are seeing will now come out like this. It's a simple thing we are doing here. Erase. There is eraser, means if you want to clean something. This draw table is if I want to add in between these two. Right? I can add. You see, I've added another line. That means if I return this draw table now, I have this place and I have this place. You see what is happening, right? But in a situation whereby I don't want, that is, I just want to delete this. It's because of this address I'm bringing this. So I'll come back to this, my eraser, right? Delete this. Just drag it down the way I drag the former one. Yes, then drag this one down too as well. All right. So now with this, now we have space. Okay, we have more space for address, right? I can write more address here. Okay, so that is exactly how you can actually insert a table. Now, I have something here, but I really want to insert something before this one. What do? I can select this one, okay, and I'll just tell the computer insert above. You see, to insert above with the one I selected, or insert below. It will insert below. It's just English, and it's a very simple one. It's just English, and it's a very simple one. So every other thing here can play around with it. They are just everything that has to do with table. Everything that has to do with table is what we have here. You get? So this draw table is if you want to add more lines to the table. This is what we have here. And if you really want to, and you know, anything you pick after using it, return it back. That is one good thing about this, just to return it back. So if I want to delete, I'll press it and just delete it. Okay, I'll just cut it, Ctrl X, so that it will disappear. Let's go to design. This is what we have for design, right? Let's assume I have typed work already here. Yeah, I have this typed work already here. Let's assume just this type work already. Okay, this is just like, okay, it's just like a template. It is just like a template. Now, because I've not started where this page starts, and that is why you're not seeing this in applying, but it's just like a template. There's no much stress in this. It's just like a template. You're saying document design. How do you want your document to start? Just the way we have it for table, that you can choose different types of table. So that is what we are having here in design. Okay, and even inside it, you know, we have watermark. You remember this watermark in projects where you can write your name. That is either your name or what you are doing, the project you are doing will appear. So in all your documents, it will carry either your name or what you want to name it. Is it confidential? You want to name it? It carries it. You get? So you can just type it. If you want to remove the watermark, you can say remove it back. If you want to see more custom watermark and co, of course, it will refer you to where you can actually get those things, right? You get? So we can continue. Let me just cancel because we have a lot to do now, right? Okay, now this is your page border. All these things are just, this is where you can form certificates. Let me even do this one because it's very, very important. We are in, okay, page borders, right? Let me do something. This is a border, right? I can just select any border I want to select. Okay, I can go to the border and page border, select a color. I can select, let me bring out a good color here, right? Yeah, something like this. Of course, we can actually use this to formulate just a simple certificate, right? Yes, we can use it, even though we can get more of this. There are plenty of them. Look at it. Sometimes this is where we formulate common certificate borders. Okay, you can increase the width. Look at it. Do you get? Remember this border, this black one, it was this. I will remove it. I will say I don't need, right? None to this. I don't need this border. Let me just go with this alone. You see it? So you can do a simple certificate here, right? You can do a simple certificate. You can now go to insert, right? Where is your box? You just select a box. Look at where we have shapes, right? You select a shape and just draw and give it a color. Yes, you can give it a color. I just don't want us to waste more time here. Okay, then you can now begin to write. How do you convert this? How do you convert this to a text? You can still go back to insert, or you right click on this, say add text, right? Once you click on add text, text already is added for you. You can now begin to type. But the disadvantage of this is that the text is now starting from the middle. Look at it. It's not starting from up. So I will always encourage you to still go back to insert right? Go back to insert and insert a text. Look at it. Either you draw this text box from here, right? Just pick a text box, any format, no problem. Just pick. Yes, pick it, increase it, and now say GCC FA certificate, right? Now, let's see what we can do about this. I want to remove the fill color, right? And the outline is black, and I want to remove the fill color. What do I do? How do I do it? I'll press on it. I'll locate where I have my shape. Look at them here. You have fill, shape fill. I'll say no fill. Do you see that the fill is out, but the outline, the line is still there? I'll go to line and say no line. Do you see everything is out? So I'm now left with the GCC FA certificate. I can select it and come here, choose a style for it, right? Are you seeing what is happening here? I can increase it. I can just increase it. Remember, shortcut of increasing, Control A, then Control Shift greater than. This is what is happening. I can just stretch it, right? I can just stretch it, and then before you know, we are good to go. Okay? And anything you want to do, just always remember to go back to insert and insert a text. You can pick your text, you can pick your text and just bring it down and write. Make sure you remove the fill and remove the outline and write your text, and nothing stops you. But one interesting aspect of this is, do you know that you can convert this text to a word art? Once you go to insert, you can convert this text to a word art. You get? Now this word art, you can even, if you want to do a heading, you don't even need to pick a text, just pick a word art. Okay? Because this word art will make work very, very easy for you, and you can just increase it and change the words, change the format anyhow you want. Look at it. So many of it. You can still go back to the insert, then we have plenty of it here, right? You can insert anything at all and change it. And it will interest you to know that we still have more shape functions here, right? Look, you can just play around with this. You can just play around with this. You can just play around. Okay, we can just play around. And equally on the, even still on this, you can still insert a shape, right? You can still insert a shape. Okay, you can give it a color, fill color, you wish. It can just do anything. All right, we're just playing around the insert, right, and the design. Okay, and the insert, of course, this is where we can do so many things. And we have this header and footer where you can insert your numbering, page numbering once you are doing a project. Okay, now the next one we have is a reference. Reference is more or less like information. It's more or less like information of what you are doing at the moment. Okay, and we have the filling and the mailing. This is more of internet connection, something. And we have the review. The review is simply here. Let me come back here. If I go to review and have this spelling and grammar, review means you are asked to do work and you finish doing your work. Or if you're writing an exam, you finish doing your exam and you have just less than 10 minutes to submit. What you need to do as a good student is to review what you've done to know if what you've actually answered and everything is correct. So that is what this review is all about. Once I click on it, it's telling me that in this document, there's where we have an underlying text. All right, there's where we have an underlying text. Now, I need to tell us this. There are difference between red underline and blue underline. Watch very well. This red underline means it is totally error, right? But blue underline means it is correct, but there is a problem. Do you get? You can still set this as a question, and you can set it as an exam. Now you can be typing on Microsoft Word, and sometimes you see, like now, look at blue underline. These two, TO, It is below underline. It's telling you that this is not supposed to start with capital letter T, because we have already started with another alphabet or other characters here. Why would this thing be 2? But I put equal to so that it will be a different thing between the shortcut, which is Control plus R, and this. Anywhere you see this blue, it means it is correct. The word is correct, but there is a problem. So it's giving you that option. Do you want it to remain like this, or you just want to ignore it? If you want to ignore it, say ignore once. But if you want it to remain like this, you just leave it. But the red one means error, like this, e.g. error, like this melu. You get? This is what it shows us. So it's telling us that there is nothing like menu. There's nothing like that. That means it's error. But you know what to explain. You can just right click and say what? Ignore all. It will just ignore. And that is all. So this review is more or less like checking what you've done. You can just play around with it. Then the last one is view. Now view is where I really want us to understand very well. This view, normally, the normal view, right? Our normal zooming view is 75%, which is this, right? It is 75%. Our normal zooming, that is view for typing, is 75% like this. But sometimes some people may have a problem with their eyes and they needed to zoom this thing very well. If you cannot hold down your control and use your arrow, the ball in between your left and right arrow to increase like this, don't worry, just come to review and click on zoom. So you can see the zoom percent, different sizes we have 100, we have 200, we have 75, like that, and you can increase it, no problem. After, you can still bring it back, but if you want to bring it normally 100% back, just click on 100% zoom. It will bring it the way it's supposed to be according to your system screen. Okay, but the normal zoom is 75%, right? So that is just it. So now I want to use this small time we have left to actually play or get this NT I talked about. Can we do something? The answer is yes. Let's dive in. Okay, I have this. I'm going back to insert, right? I'll go to shapes. Okay, I'll pick my rectangle. I want to draw NTA. I want us to just, excuse me, I want us to pay good attention here and see what you can actually achieve with these shapes. So many things you can achieve, so many things. You can draw heart, you can draw arrow, just you can even do a school badge, a common school badge. Let me quickly do two things. Okay, let me quickly do two things like this. I will rotate it, right? I will go back to my insert, go back to my shape, pick this. I want us to see what you can actually achieve. After, I can color it, no problem. I can color it. Now I'll go back to insert, right? Pick my flow chart, right? Yes, I'll pick my flow chart banner, this. Okay, you can do a common designs here, and these are what students really want you to like. These are what they really want to see. Okay, I will give you this color too. So let's see what we can do here. This ribbon, I want it to be at the back of, or I can adjust it. Watch, we have a yellow sign here. You can adjust it. Okay, you can adjust it. These are practical things you can teach students, not just for the first day. Okay, I'm just doing this thing for us because I know we are learning this for us to train others, so that at your own time you can actually be practicing this and you can be getting it right. Now, what do? I want to add a text here. Remember I said you can right click, and right click is used to break down the pop down menu or pop up menu, right? Once you right click, you click on add text. Okay, you can write GCCEFA foundation. Let's say I can select it, I can increase it, I can bold it, right? Of course, you can give your format, you can just give your color the way you want. All right, you can even give this effect or this, no problem. Right, the next thing I need to do is down here too, I can right click, do the same thing. This where I can, this is where I will put my motto, right? Motto, with God. All is possible. Let's just say I can select it, I can centralize it, I can bold it, I can utilize it, I can increase it. Okay, of course this motto, the motto itself will come with different color. I'll go back to inside. You know, this is a text. Now I can look at it here, it's showing on that format here. I can just go to my color, right? I'll give it maybe yellow, right? And this is it. Okay, and the text can carry shadow. You know, you can give effect to it, you can give it effect. Look at it, you see different shadows, right? So you can just play around with the shadow. Okay, now after that I need to insert things here. I need to insert some things here. Okay, I'll go to insert, right? I will check where we can actually get symbols. Where can we get symbols? All right, look at symbol here. Can you see this symbol? Okay, I'll add my text here. I'll add my text. Sorry, I'll right click and add my text. Add text. Now that I've said add text, don't worry, I can rotate it back. All right, now this symbol is showing, right? Don't worry, we can turn it back, or I will not add text in this. I'll just go to insert, pick another text, a different text entirely, text box entirely, no problem. Bring it here, then delete all this. I'll go to insert because I want this symbol to show. Look at the symbol here, insert a symbol. Once I open it, I want to explore it. Let's see what we have there. You will see different types of symbol you can actually use and put it here, and before you know, you have achieved something. Wow, it's taking some time. Let's just give it time because we need the symbols. Okay, fine. So I can go to more symbols. Right? Yes, it's coming up. So I can insert a book. You can go to Google and insert a book. Let me use this webdins. I think I have webdins, yeah, something like this. I can, yes, I can insert a book, something like book. Do I have anything like book here? Okay, we have webdins, we have wingdins, W-I-N-G, wingdins. Look at it here. This is what I want here. We have an open book. I will insert it. Look at it, has inserted. You can see it here. I will insert a pen. Look at it. And what else will I insert? An open book, a pen, right? I think this is okay for me. I'll close it. Watch what I will do. I will duplicate this thing, right? Control D. That is Control D. The shortcut is there, so that I can delete one and use one first. Okay, I'll delete one and use one first. What I need to do is I'll bring it in, I'll increase it, right? It's what I'm doing. Remember the shortcut to increase. Okay, you can select it, because hold your Control Shift, then increase, right, or reduce, something like this. Then after what you need to do is to now go to your format, either format or home, any of them, either format or home. But I advise you go to format. All right, then go to field color. Field, where is your field color here? This text, this is, so you go to field color. Sorry, this text color. Okay, this is it here. You go to field color, you say no fill, and come to outline color, so no line. So you can bring it here. Are we achieving something? Yes, I can actually still increase the pen, right? I can actually still increase the pen, and I can give it a color. Which color would I want to, do I prefer to give it? Is it yellow? No, this is color riot. I can give it white so that it will rhyme. Okay, now the next thing is to bring out this my book. Okay, I'll just increase the book very well, then still bring it inside here, right? And I'll say no line, no fill, right? I'll still give it, I'll maintain the white color, then I'll center it very well, right? I'll center it very well. Okay, then this I can bring it here. I mean this, I can bring it here. Okay, now You agree with me that we've achieved something. I want to group this because if I try taking this now, the rest will not go with it. How do I group it? I'll go back to home page. Now locate where we have select or where we have find and replace. Either you use that one, okay? Either you use that one or you go to the start, but I prefer you to go back to home. Then pick your select. Under select, we have select all and we have select object. Try to choose one that has select object so that you can select anything that you drag now, anything that covers this. You see, it has covered everything. What you need to do is to go back to your format and click on group. Look at it, group. Or you just click on group. Once you click on group, right, everything is now on. You can now take it around. How do you see it? This is Microsoft Word, and you know students will want, in fact, they will so much love to practicalize something like this. And the next one we are doing or we are going to do is that of NTA. I told us NTA we only have 6 minutes, and I want to use that 6 minutes to do this NTA, right? Let's just do the NTA. It's the same thing with insert. Everything has to do with shape, and this time around I will be a little bit faster so that I will maintain the time I told us that I will be stopping. So we will not stretch. Watch what I'm doing. I'll just do it very, very fast. I'll duplicate, Ctrl D, right? And I'll duplicate again, Ctrl D. I just want us to see what I'll do here. Then this N, I'll just turn it like this. This is just a magic I want us to do here, right? So I'll duplicate again, right? Wow, I'll duplicate again. Are we achieving something? Yes. I'll duplicate again, right? You can do a great, I'll duplicate again. So what I need to do is to turn it, right? I want to form the head of my A. I'll reduce this, right? I'll reduce it. I'll duplicate again. I'll bring it down. I'm forming the A now, proper. I'll duplicate again. I'm forming the leg of A, proper. Don't mind what you're seeing here, okay? And I will duplicate again. All right? Yes. So I'll bring it here. You can see what I'm doing here. So this T now, I'll take it up. What I need to do is I'll bring this close. I will go back to home, pick my select. Select all these objects. I want to select just A and I. So I will drag them. They are far from N. Alright? Yes, they are far from N. Then that is all. I'll return it. That's I'll return it to select all. I'll return it. Then shift this here. Right? Now I'll duplicate this. Now it will interest you to know that the T, I think the T is across, yeah. No, it is like this. The T is across the A. Now this N, I'll reduce it like this. Yes, I think it's something like this. Yes, yeah. Now I'll bring this one down. Yes, I'll bring it down. Yeah. This, I'll bring it down. Yes, yes, yes. Right? Yes. Yeah. I think they cross this. No. Okay. So let's see what we have here. We are just playing around this. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So what I need to do now is the T, I'll group the T. Okay. Why didn't I go to my select and select the T? Because I know that I have the shortcut. I know what I can do to select only N. I know what I can do to select only T. And I know what I can do to select only A. So once I press one leg of N, I will hold my shift. So shift is selecting more than one object. You remember from our shortcut here, after like I said, I'll be dropping this shortcut so that we can actually go through it. We'll know what the shift is all about. Okay, apart from making use of the upper function of a key that has two functions. Okay, you can actually use it to select more than one item. So watch what I'm doing here. Once I press the N, I will hold shift. Now I've selected the whole N. I will now go to my format and click on group, right? I've grouped only the N. I'll do the same thing for T. I'll group only the T. And I'll do the same thing for A, right? Look, I'm still pressing down the shift, right? Now I'll now do the same thing to the shift, right? And after the whole thing, I'll click on the N, come back to my fill color and say no outline. Do you see it? But I think I'm having some issues here. I'm having some challenge here. Watch it. I'm having some challenge here. So what I need to do, I'll still ungroup it, right? I'll make it right. Then turn it very well so that it will not watch now. It's okay now. I'll group it back, right? Now this T, I'll say no outline for it, and the A, same thing, I'll say no outline for it. You remember this is giving us NTA, right? Now the next thing I'll do, the N, the color of N, I think is I'll go to fill color. I think this is my color of NTA. This is the color. No. NTA. No. Okay, this is the color of N, right? And this is the color of A, and this is the color of T. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's long. Is it? Yeah, I think this. So this is color of NTA, right? Channel 10. And it's called NTA channel 10, the station with emission, right? So I'll still go to insert and go to my shape, then pick my circle. Where is the circle here? Yeah, pick my circle. I'll just drag under, right? I can give it just the color. I'll give it any other color, right? Let it just look different entirely. I'll now right click on it and click on add text. I'll now say channel 10, right? Yes, I can the station with a mission. Let's just put something like that. Okay, I can increase my channel 10. Okay, I'll go to my insert home. No space, so that it will come very close to each other. Then I can increase it very well, right? Then change the color to any color I wish, or I can just give it any color at all, or change the font style, right? And with this, I think we are good to go. So I believe with the class we've had today, I believe we're able to learn something today. Yes, like I said, I'm only trying to finish up the class for this Microsoft Word so that we can proceed with our class for tomorrow. So I believe we were able to learn something good today, and I want you to drop your comment at the comment section if you have any question. Maybe you want me to repeat a particular section that you don't actually understand very well. Feel free to drop it, and I will repeat that particular segment or the particular place you want me to repeat. Tomorrow we'll be doing PowerPoint, just where we did Microsoft Word, okay? And of course, we'll just start the PowerPoint because we are not doing any other introduction or introductory to maybe desktop or anything. Because we did that because we are training you on how to train the newcomers. So that's the reason why we have to take like our 10 to 30 minutes to do that. But tomorrow we'll just dive into our PowerPoint and commence our class immediately. So please still join. It's the same 8 p.m. tomorrow. At exact 8 p.m. we are starting. And I want to thank you for your active participation. Okay, you have in fact, you have really done well, and I really want you to take this advantage. This is an opportunity for you to just learn this in a platter of gold, and without paying for it. So I really want you to thank those who are organizing this class for you, because they actually mean well for you, and that is the reason why um, you have this opportunity to be here. Okay, so do well to join me tomorrow, and we continue with our class. And at the end of the day, I promised us before that our Thursday class, after our Thursday class, I'll be giving us a link where we can learn a complete graphics design tutorial where you can design like a professional and you will not pay for it, and you are just learning this, and it will just be an additional advantage for you, because you are not just teaching others, you are learning, and you can actually use it as a source of income, because there is nothing a company do without an advert, or even doing design, be it e-flyers or be it the ones you are printing on hard copy. So thank you very much for staying put up to this time. My name is Ebere Johnson, and I believe you have a very wonderful learning section with me today. So thank you very much, and see you tomorrow, same 8 p.m. time, and have a blessed day ahead. So bye for now. Please, before I go, do you have any question to ask? Any question to ask, please? Do you have any question to ask? Any question to ask? If yes, please drop it at the comment section now, so we can do some question and answer. Because I believe I have been talking for the past 2 hours now. Maybe you may have one or two things to ask, or maybe if there's anything you really want me to teach you, maybe based on what we've done, and you really there are some aspect of class you really want to learn. Maybe I did not touch it. You can actually say it now. Then I will do the needful. Do you have any question to ask, please? I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for us, please. If we don't have, then we can call it a day. So everyone will sleep. We are already running out of, we have run out of time already. Do I have any question to ask, please? Okay, I have Joy Mercy. She said, "Thank you, sir." I have Joy Mercy again. She said she's learning, and I have Violet Ikechukwu. The class is quite interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Violet Ikechukwu. Then market guide. Thanks. Okay, tomorrow, somebody talked about. Okay, this is just market guide. Okay, you only say thanks. Okay, I was thinking maybe you are trying to ask me if I can inculcate strategy of how to sell yourself in this business, or in this graphics, or in this learning. I can actually do that. If in fact, just ask me any question, anything at all you don't understand, ask me, because we are all here to learn. Okay, we are all here to learn. If you really want to dive in, or if you really want to start up something differently entirely from what we are doing here, or after this 4 days training we'll be having, if you really want to start anything, feel free to ask me. Okay, feel very, very free to ask me, because the people who organize this free training for you, they really have you at heart, and that is the reason why they deem it fit to make you to join. So I'm just here for you, to actually put you through on anything and everything you really want to know concerning this. Okay, so I really want to thank you once again for actually staying put up to this time. Okay, it shows that in no distant time you be a professional in this training others, and I wish you the best of luck, and have a blessed night's sleep. Thank you very, very much, and we call it a day. I remain Ebere Johnson. Bye for now.